So today I thought I would shoot a short video of how I make lavender wands, being that this is probably one of the last wands for the year because the lavender has done blooming pretty much, but I still managed to pick a few because I love them, and I'm going to try to make a wand with it. All right. So the important thing about the wand is to make sure that you have the right number of wands. And you want to end up, if you're doing two strands, you want to end up with an odd number of stems, an odd number of double strands. And so this one, I have 22 because I'm going to end up with 11 rows of lavender. And that's an odd number, of course. 22 has worked for me all summer, so that's what we've been doing. And it's a pretty good chunk of lavender, but you know, it will look like this small when you're done. This is a finished lavender wand with a ribbon around it. Okay, so that's what we're making. So I'm going to start by getting my strands. I have 22. I should have 22. A lot of times I lose them. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I have extra. So I'm going to take out the short one. Maybe this one, not too much. I have 23. Make sure I count it again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. All right, now I have 22. I'm going to take my ribbon, which I cut 1.5 yards, or a yard, almost 2 yards of this ribbon. This is 1/4 inch. You can use 1/2 inch, but 1/4 is a lot easier to work with. And I'll tie a knot down here. And you can keep this one end shorter, make it tight. And another knot. So just a square knot. So for all those of you that don't know, square knot would be left over right when you do the first knot, and then right over left when you do the second knot. For a long time I didn't know that. How old were you when you learned that that was how you do a square knot? Okay, I'm pushing it down to the bottom because that's where I want the buds to be, and I'm going to just kind of crimp it a little bit here. And now I'm going to fold them over the buds, taking care to arrange them in single row if you can, because this is going to be where you're going to weave the ribbon. And since I just picked this lavender yesterday, it's still fairly soft. And so that's why, you know, there's an element of time when you're doing lavender wands. You have to do it when it's fresh, and not when it's been sitting, because otherwise the stems are just going to break off, and the stems are the important part of what you need to weave the lavender. So okay, now that I've have them all folded in, I'm squeezing it, and you can see there's lavender falling out. That's all right. Let me just pull my sleeve up. So I'm just checking to make sure that I have my beginning ribbons over here, and I want to make sure I have enough coverage for all of them. And as I'm weaving around, I'm going to be manipulating the cage. That's what I call the cage, to make sure that they are still two at a time. Let's see. This goes here. Okay. All right. So the preparation is always, of course, the most important thing. And now that I have my lavender more or less fixed inside, I'm squeezing. I'm going to take the ribbon and just do a 2 under and 2 over motion around the lavender, making sure that they are arranged side by side, because you know they can hide. Sometimes the strands hide and you can't find them, or sometimes they'll magically reappear and I'm like, where did you come from? Okay, I'm going 2 at a time. And I'm going to show you the first couple of rows. So at least, so now I'm going to go 2 over, 2 under. And the most confusing part sometimes is like you end up, or I end up doubling or tripling up on a strand and I like miss it. And it's like, oh, okay, that's where I made a mistake. And sometimes I'm able to go back and redo it. Sometimes I don't. Okay, and there's 2 more here. And 2 more here. This whole time I'm squeezing the lavender. So now I'm almost back to the beginning of my round cage. And I'm going to go in and go under the first row that I did. Okay. So now I'm alternating the over and under. That's why you needed an odd number of stems or rows, columns. There's probably a proper name for it. I just don't know. And you know, tighten and squeeze the lavender as you go, and it smells so good. I really wish you could have smell-o-vision, because even though it is the end of the season for these babies, they still smell pretty good. Okay, so we just go and do this over and under motion. Okay.
Doing a little fast forward here to just show you how I'm going around the lavender buds. 2 columns or 2 wands at a time until you reach the end or the bottom of the wand right there. And then I'll show you how to close it off.
So I'm coming into the almost the end or the last few weaves of the lavender, and it's going to start kind of twisting around because I'm squeezing it and tightening it as I go, and it likes to go its own way, but I'm trying to make it stay together. Stay together, people. All right. How far I go down into the stem can also, depend on how much string I have or ribbon I have. When I get to the end here, I try to go the regular weave as far as I can. And then at some point you can't go any further and you have to like either double up or triple up. What does that mean? That means like skipping a couple of things here and jumping because it gets too tight. So that's I'm now in the process of closing it up, and to close it up you want to wind it up as tightly as you can, and there's a chance that this is still going to shrink some more because it's still pretty fresh, the lavender. So I will take this and wrap it around like so, securing it in the base like this, and then I'm gonna twist it around and gather the stems as I go. And once I reach the end of, and I have enough, well, maybe not enough, but I have a little bit. Some people would actually just tie it right there, but I like to give it this little decorative, wand effect, so that it does have some decoration. I secure it again on this side. Okay, then I'm gonna go back up this way. And a simple ribbon knot. Tighten it up as good as you can. So try to give it a little more length and double it. Smells so nice, people. All right. So that's how you make a lavender wand. It takes about half an hour or less once you get better at it with more practice, but definitely be patient with yourself and enjoy the process. Inhale, exhale, and enjoy the herbal, medicinal, healing, calming effects of beautiful lavender. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and ask me any questions you have. Thank you.